Hello everyone, and now welcome to game number 3 in this series. Gonna go ahead and speed it up to 8 speed just for the first 2 minutes again. As well, the first 2 minutes, there really isn't much going on. Alright, let's take a look. It is going to be an Archmage versus an Archmage, so no deviation in heroes this time around. Now we are at the 2-minute 10-second mark for those of you guys who like to sync their timers, and Yumiko is already off to the races. And where is he going? He is going to be going for this rock golem creep camp. Meanwhile, off to the north, we are seeing the same exact thing as well. So both players going to be left creeping by their lonesome selves. All right, let's take a look at who is going to be able to get the stronger items this time around, as the troll high priest is quickly taken out on the north. Meanwhile, on the south, Rock Golem was taken out first, and that is giving the Vampiric Aura, the Scourge Bone Chimes, to the rest of the units here. Very, very important, as we are now also building a farm. This farm is going to allow Yumiko to constantly purchase stuff from this particular shop, and hire mercenaries also keeping track. It looks like Th000 is going to be doing the same exact thing, as well as the Archmage, Footman, and Troll High Priest are just gathering together here. Alright, it looks like that one particular Murloc, not quite sure what was happening. Oh, more Murlocs coming in from around the corner. I think that is actually a separate creep camp that actually got aggroed, not exactly sure how. So he is now dealing with 2 creep camps at one. Things are not going all too well there, as you don't want to deal with extra creep camps, because that is unnecessary damage added to your units. We'll see if that does come back to haunt him, as the Archmage now runs off to the north. Alright, perhaps going to try to creep out a separate creep camp here. No, that is not going to be the case. Archmage, now sitting at level 3 though, has a Robe of Magi +6. Which is very, very helpful, and with that replenishment potion being used by the Archmage, will have a substantial amount of mana into this upcoming fight. Cloak of Shadows may be sold for Boots of Speed. Yes, there you go, picking up the Boots of Speed. Meanwhile, off to the north, Archmage only sitting at level 2, and Yumiko is being very, very aggressive here. I am quite surprised, actually, as the Troll High Priest, or the Troll Shadow Priest, now taking a bit of damage as well. Alright, Militia not bothering to repair here, as the Troll Berserker is now coming over as well. So far, the Footmen need to run away. They are going to be able to do exactly that. This Footman realizes that, you know what, things are not looking good for me at all. I'm just going to hide and try to take down a peasant or two. There goes one peasant, and now one Footman will get taken out. This Footman perhaps will get taken out as well, as we see some crazy micro coming in from both sides. Yumiko trying to run away with those lower hit point units. There goes one dead peasant already. There goes a Footman there, and there is a low hit point Footman that is going to be able to snake it and make it out. Alright, it looks like it is not a good day to be a Footman, as yes, that Footman does get taken down as well. Alright, Troll Berserker may get taken down, and oh, it is denied beautifully by Th000, as Yumiko now tries to run away. Militia almost got in front of that Archmage, but the Archmage was able to sneak away. Arcane Vault now being built over here on the bottom left. Meanwhile, on the top right, we are looking at no Arcane Vault, just trying to creep out more of these creep camps. Alright, Forest Troll Trapper now taken down. Archmage sitting at level 4, and that is a very, very fast level 4, I might add. We are only 5.5 minutes into this game and already at level 4. This is very, very good for Th000, as things were not going well for him in game 1. Now things are starting to go well for him here in game 2. It looks like that water elemental will get taken down without a problem. Free experience once more, as we are now setting up scout towers for an expansion attempt. Meanwhile, down over here, Archmage is going to do everything in his power to try and... Oh, there is Wand of Illusion Berserker, and that is a perfect target to try and take down, because the Troll Berserker is such a high priority target. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of these units here. It looks like, are we going to perhaps take down a peasant or two? Yes, there goes one peasant. We could see more peasants taken down. You cannot, I cannot stress enough to take down all of those peasants. And it looks like, yes, one peasant will get taken down there. This peasant going to get taken down. Oh, decides to leave it alone, as it does want to force the cancellation on these arcane towers. You do not want them you do not want your opponent to be able to set up arcane towers here. All right, there is that matchup there. Troll Shadow Priest there, gonna get taken down once more. The Wand of Illusion did its thing, absorbing a fair amount of damage as they were being focused down. So a little bit of an interesting ploy there, as the Archmage now may try to run and catch up to. Is there a low hit point peasant? Yes, there is, but there is that low hit point footman that is still running for dear life. All right, Troll High Priest, Shadow Priest, is it going to get taken down? Yes, it is. Oh, heals himself right as the fireball was about to land. Beautifully done, as the water elemental now making its way in. All right, let's take a look at this. What's going to be happening here? Go after the lower hit point and peasants. There it goes. It's going to get taken down. Meanwhile, back over here, multiple fights in all the wrong places, as you are now going to see Th000 get surrounded. Oh, Th000 unable, Yumiko unable to get the surround on Th000's unit, as now this Archmage is still battling it up here. All right, 2-on-1. That water elemental appearing out of thin air, as that footman is going to have a very, very bad day. Nope, going to have an okay day, as he's going to go back and get healed. All right, let's take a look at this. 2 low hit point footmen for Th000 still surviving. We are now currently upgrading the keep. Meanwhile, down over here, Yumiko is already at tier 2. He has dual arcane sanctums, and he already has his second hero. Archmage will be forced to use the Scroll Town portal. Not quite sure why he even bothered dropping. Oh, there is the Scroll Town portal. There is the sorceress going to be able to get away. Yes, it will, and no problem there whatsoever. All right, teleporting all the way back. Archmage needs to find a way to heal, and it looks like that water elemental will get taken down. Archmage still sitting at level 4. Still no way of healing besides Troll Shadow Priest, and that is not that efficient. You really need more priest in order to do any sort of healing like this, as we are now looking at a Wand of Illusion looking to place a little bit of pressure. All right, Archmage. Wait, did the Mountain King have the wand? No, not quite sure who had the wand left, but the Mountain King now running back off to the north, and slowly getting healed is Th000. Arcane Vault now being sped built. Paladin as the second hero. Arcane Sanctum being added as well, most likely for some early priest, as we are looking at Th000 trying to get back into this game. He does have a hero advantage in terms of level, but that is quickly going to be moot, as the Archmage and Mountain King setup of Yumiko is already further along, so we could have a 4-2 compared to a 4-1 in levels in just a moment. All right, Mountain King off to the north has not scouted anything, or rather he has scouted that there is not an expansion, as the units are now making their way here. Archmage does not have that much mana, only enough for one more water elemental. It needs to perhaps save up for the next fight, as we are now also setting up a scout tower here. Not quite sure why you set up a scout tower there. And now a potion of invulnerability on that Mountain King. Very, very nice. It looks like one footman will get taken down, and this scout tower will get taken out as well. All right, Ogre Warrior going to fall. Level 2 now on the Mountain King. Mountain King engaging here, and there is the Paladin being brought over for some additional bit of healing. All right, Archmage, Mountain King still trying to finish off this creep camp. Mountain King sitting at level 2. We could see a Stormbolt, but that would pretty much be wasted on a water elemental, as the water elemental is only a temporary summoned unit. Paladin now making its way over. Is it going to finish? Is it going to be able to do much more? Paladin near max on mana, really should be healing another footman here, as it is max on mana with Brilliant Aura. It could recover that rather quickly, since it is level 2 Brilliant Aura. All right, here you go. There is a bit of engaging here, and the Mountain King coming in. Gonna go ahead and try and take down that Troll Trapper. There is a Thunderclap. Troll Trapper now taken down. Mass Dispels coming across the slow, or just remove everything there. A big surprise, as Yumiko is absolutely dominating this one game so far here. Militia now coming back around. Th000 had a very strong early game, but it's looking like Yumiko is coming back and making just leaps and bounds in terms of progress, as we now see level 3 on that Mountain King. Level 3 Mountain King. There is a Thunderclap. Wow, Thunderclap and Stormbolt. That is a very, very mana-intensive 1-2 punch, as the Mountain King still does not have another Stormbolt ready. All right, it looks like that Mountain King is going to be ready for a Stormbolt here in just a second. Holy Light on a Peasant, as the Peasant is going to make it away, but the Ogre Mauler will not, as even though it did get healed. Mountain King sitting at level 3, almost level 4. Archmage sitting at 4, almost 5, as the Paladin is still sitting at level 1. Archmage, however, sitting at level 4, almost very, very close to level 5, much closer than his opponent. And if the Archmage can get to level 5, this will turn things around drastically. All right, is this going to work, though? That is the million-dollar question right now, as we are looking at the inner fired Archmage. Very, very high damage. Paladin now trying to make its way back, as well as the creeps have gotten in the way. All right, there is Bloodlust onto that Archmage. So Archmage is looking very strong. Had Bloodlust, had inner fire, and the key word was had there, as now the Archmage unable to gain up any more experience, just the right amount of experience on the money, as the Paladin now gets to level 2. Mountain King picks up an item. Is he going to drop anything? No. Picks up a scroll of healing. No scout tower is what I meant there by drop anything, as the Archmage now making its rounds again. All right. Paladin sitting at level 2. Is it going to be able to... It looks like the Ogre Lord is going to be crept out here. Bloodlust on the Water Elementals, but not going to work out well enough, as we now see the Mountain King of Yumiko doing a very, very nasty creep jack. That could be... that could just really turn things around there, as the Paladin now being forced to pull back here. Archmage, and just this engagement here, the Archmage is really trying to push forward, and Th000 really wants this creep camp. He knows he needs to get this Paladin up to level 3. But cannot really creep out that creep camp without the help of the Archmage. Alright, Spellbreaker matchup are still fighting here. It looks like the Ogre Lord down to 930 some odd hit points, but still able to still able to just wander around back and forth. Ogre Lord pretty much maxed out on mana. Is that Water Elemental going to be able to do anything? You can see that the Bloodlust is there. That Water Elemental is extra big and nasty. And what is it going to be doing? Oh, the speed dispelled and may get taken out by a Spellbreaker. Wow, the Spellbreaker is still giving chase. Finally gets taken down. Meanwhile, back off to the north, Spellbreakers and Priest are now once again running. There's a Stormbolt. Inner fire on the Priest, as the Priest tries to stay alive. Does hit a Holy Light, but still doesn't matter, as the Holy Light is only the level 1 variety, healing for half as many hit points. All right, Water Elemental still absorbing a bit too much damage. The units do need to pull back here. Archmage now heading back off to the north, does have that Robe of Magi, which is extremely helpful, but unless he can convert it into some serious kills, I don't see how Th000 can really get back into this game. Scout Tower now going to go ahead and get scouted out rather quickly, and get taken down. There it goes. Stormbolt on a Troll High Priest, though, and trading Ivory Towers for units, and that is something that I'm sure Yumiko was willing to do all game long. Divine Shield should be activated. Yes, there we go. Divine Shield invulnerability on that Paladin. He is going to be completely untouchable for at least a little while longer, as someone needs to start healing him. All right, that Paladin, that Divine Shield about to come to an end. There it goes. Still continuing to heal, as the Spellbreakers are sitting at 1-0 upgrades. Archmage sitting at level 4, very close to level 5. 2-1 upgrades for Yumiko. There's a Stormbolt onto the Paladin again. That Paladin is pretty much going to have a very bad day if it can get away. Oh no, does not get away, as the Mountain King now sitting at level 4. Archmage now sitting at level 5, and I believe that is the beginning of the end. I don't foresee Yumiko losing this game based upon the advantage that he's already accumulated. He has a hero level advantage. I believe he has more Spellbreakers than his opponent just by watching, and also more casters. 71 over 72 supply compared to 58 over 66. That is definitely the case here. Mountain King, however, does not want to engage at this point, as Yumiko venturing forth a little bit in a not so smart move. This is not the position he wants to be in, as 2 Spellbreakers quickly go down. Water Elemental quickly goes down as well, as these units are now running back off to the north. Spellbreakers still coming in. You can see that Spellbreaker damage starting to feed back a bit onto all those units. We are looking at so many of those Priests now trying to wander back here, as the Spellbreakers are still continuing their push forward. All right, Spellbreakers, Priest, still engaging. You don't see that many Sorceress in this army at all, as you see the Troll Berserker getting Stormbolted, and down he goes. The Paladin was not alive in time to resurrect, as things have pushed all the way back to Th000's base. Now this is deep within enemy lines. Paladin needs to regenerate some mana and going to be doing so rather easily. There's a Divine Shield as it is going to try and take down a very, very easy Priest. That Priest now goes down. Paladin still hoping to clear out this creep camp here. That's as much room as he has been allowing himself, as the Paladin now sits at level 2 with about 175 mana and growing. Spellbreakers are in position. What's going to be happening next as the Paladin now looks to back off? Mass Dispels coming in again, as those Priests are just dispelling the magic off of those water elementals. So far, the Spellbreaker count of Yumiko is still higher, and the hero advantage and the army advantage is really starting to take its toll. Yumiko can feel like he can push all the way back to Th000's base, and Th000, every time he fights off that push, is forced to defend himself again in just a matter of a second, it appears. All right, Priest, Militia now coming over once again. The Militia could try and do a bit of a fight here. Water Elemental now coming in, and is this going to be enough? Paladin sitting at level 2, still wandering back and around. Are the Spellbreakers going to be able to do enough damage to these units, as the Militia is already at our Militia timer is already at about 2 seconds. All right, Militia going to be starting to appear on the map. There you go. All those peasants now need to run away, as we are looking at Spellbreakers. At the Spellbreakers still trying to finish things up. All right, Yumiko takes down a water elemental. We are still looking to continue this fight here. Spellbreakers now looking to fight back against all these units, and the Spellbreakers sitting at 1-2 upgrades with the level 3 Paladin compared to a 5-4 Archmage Mountain King. Mass Teleport nearing completion. Level 3 Stormbolt just as well, and if we get to level 3 Stormbolt, I believe that is going to be the end of things, as that 350 hit point Stormbolt can really pick off units. And as long as you have plenty of mana on that Mountain King, which is not too difficult, you will be coming out ahead. All right, Spellbreakers going up against the Water Elemental here. All the units are now down over here. Spellbreakers continuing this push. And what is going to be happening? Archmage now looking to turn around. There is the engagement. Priest now coming in. There is now level 5 on the Mountain King. Mountain King needs to get his mana drained, sitting at 60 mana and counting. And it looks like he is getting attacked and focus fired by those Spellbreakers, as the Spellbreakers want to make sure... And those Spellbreakers want to make sure that that one particular Mountain King does not get too much. All right, let's take a look at this. This fight is still going in favor of Yumiko. You can see the wall of units here. A couple of peasants off to the side now trying to hold this back, as the Mountain King sitting at level 5 could easily get off another Stormbolt here if he chose to. I don't believe he's actually going to choose to do so, though. His units are actually higher. He has more units, and if he can try and heal them, he will have a superior food as well. Yumiko sitting at level 6. All we need to see is some mass teleportation, and that will pretty much be everything you can expect to see in a human versus human matchup. All right, Paladin sitting at level 3, trying to rush all the way back. Archmage getting very close to level 6, gets to level 6 as well. But the Stormbolt on the mana, are we going to perhaps see a mass teleport in order to get away? All right, there goes some more units as well. Let's take a look. You can still trying to fight this way through. Spellbreakers now on the run back and away, as these two Spellbreakers still giving chase. So again, all right, Priest are all right there. Staff of Teleportation to another unit here just to get out of the way. He did not teleport all the way back home, as most players do. Instead, teleporting off to the side, though, so that he can regroup his units. Supply 54 over 66, 74 over 78. As we're looking at the Spellbreakers now, clearing up this creep, or this base down off over here. This open clearing, as the Spellbreakers are still continuing this fight. All right, it does not look good for Th000. There's a Stormbolt down onto another Priest, and Yumiko gets the win. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed game number 3 in this best of 3 series.